All right, WWE's biggest event of the year just around the corner. Wrestlemania 42 set to kick off tomorrow in Las Vegas. It's a two-day event spanning Saturday and Sunday, and if it's anything like past competitions, it promises to be a supercharged weekend where bitter rivalries finally come to an end. Well, I recently sat down with one of wrestling's biggest stars, Charlotte Flair. She comes from wrestling royalty and has been dubbed the queen of the WWE, which is fitting. She is a 14-time women's champion. That's a record. This weekend, in the wake of her 40th birthday, though she might tell you it's a different number, she'll compete for the women's tag team titles with partner Alexa Bliss. Here's a preview of what to expect. Charlotte Flair, good to have you with us. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And I believe happy belated birthday. Is that correct?
Yes, my 29th birthday.
A milestone, birthday 29. We'll talk more about that in a sec. But first, we have to talk about Wrestlemania 42. So this year, you're in a four-way tag team match, which means 8 superstars in the ring competing for the Women's Tag Team Championship. What should people expect?
Okay, so this will be my 9th WrestleMania. 4 teams, myself and my ally of convenience, Alexa Bliss.
To be clear, they're friends, but not really friends, right? How would you describe it?
We went from we're not friends to besties.
Okay.
We're the odd couple.
Odd couple. There you go.
Odd couple.
When I look at who's in there, people like you, Alexa, Bailey, these are people, and the Bellas, people who have really helped define women's wrestling. What does it mean to be in a match with so many icons who've really helped sports entertainment evolve?
No, what's really cool about this match is it really is a showcase of past, present, and future. And Lexi and I have history with almost every single woman in the match, which I think makes it more fun too. But it just goes to show how far the women's division has come.
You mentioned this is your 9th WrestleMania, and you have done it all at WrestleMania. You were the first all-female main event at WrestleMania. Yeah. You've competed for the women's title. What has WrestleMania meant to you, and what does it mean this time to be part of a tag team match that has so many superstars from, as you said, the past, present, and future?
I think it's hard to put into words what WrestleMania means to me, but for us, it's our Super Bowl. So you really work all year for WrestleMania and being on the card, and it's not guaranteed. And because this is my 9th, I feel like every year, I want to say it's added pressure to outdo what you've done the year before or the year before. But for me, obviously, I've always been in singles competition or going for the main title, which is usually a main event match. But fighting for the Tag Team Women's Championship does feel like a main event match to me. It does feel like if Lexi and I are to win again the Tag Team Championships, that I will be holding up a world title.
We mentioned you just celebrated a milestone, your 29th birthday, and your return to the WWE has come after what you tore your ACL, MCL, your meniscus. Did I get all of that right?
Yeah.
That is a tough recovery. What has that process been like for you, and what does that, how does that add meaning to this year's WrestleMania for you?
It was my first big injury, and I think having the year away put a lot of perspective on different things, and then coming back, I've been able to add a fresh layer of paint to my character. And I think sometimes the setbacks are important because it's the only way to have a big comeback, and that's how I feel right now. And if anything, it's taught me to work smarter, not harder.
That fresh layer of paint, what does it look like for you?
Just adding more of myself to my character. I've been a bad guy for so long where I think people started to believe that who I was as a character was who I was in real life. Having that connection with the fans the past year has been really special.
It is fun to play a bad guy, though, isn't it?
It's easier to play a bad guy. It's much harder to be liked.
No one knows that better than your father. For those who know, the Flair family is iconic. You have won more women's world titles than anyone in the industry. Your dad was a 16-time champion, and that was the record for so long. And then last year, John Cena became a 17-time champion. For you, what was that like? Because obviously you respect your father, but I know you respect John.
No, I think for myself or my dad, if anyone was to beat, his record, it would be John. And my dad has so much respect for John and what he's done for the industry, and it's well-deserved.
Thanks to Charlotte Flair for joining me. You can catch her at WrestleMania 42, which again takes place in Las Vegas this weekend.